Stop setting bigger goals. Start building a better system. Goals can give you hope, but a system can change your life. What if the reason you keep failing is not because your goals are too small, but because you have no system to follow? Think about it. Most people know what they want. They want to get fit, earn more money, become successful, or build a better life. So why do they keep ending up in the same place year after year? The answer is simple. Goals tell you where you want to go. A system tells you what to do today. In this audiobook, you will learn how to stop depending on motivation, stop starting over, and build a simple daily system that keeps working even when life gets busy. You will discover how small daily actions create big results, why successful people focus on their routine instead of the finish line, and how one simple system can completely change the direction of your life. If you truly want different results, do not change your goal. Change the way you live every single day. Chapter 1. Stop planning big and build daily systems. Most people believe the biggest reason they fail is because they did not dream big enough. They think they need a bigger goal, a better plan, or stronger motivation. That sounds good, but real life usually works differently. Every year, people write down exciting goals. They promise themselves this year will be different. They buy notebooks, watch motivational videos, and tell everyone about the new person they are going to become. Then real life shows up. Work gets busy, family needs attention, energy goes down, stress increases. A few days are missed, then a few weeks. Before long, the goal is still there, but the action is gone. The problem was never the size of the dream. The problem was the lack of a system that could survive ordinary days. Success does not ask what you hope for. Success quietly watches what you repeat. That is one of the biggest lessons life teaches. Your future is not built by the promises you make when you feel excited. It is built by the actions you keep taking when nobody is watching and nothing feels special. A system gives you something to follow when your feelings change. Feelings come and go. A good system stays with you every day. Many people wait until they feel ready before they begin. They tell themselves tomorrow will be the perfect time. They believe they need more confidence or more energy. But confidence grows after action, not before it. The person who depends on feelings works only once in a while. The person who depends on a daily system keeps moving even on difficult days. That small difference becomes a completely different life after a few months. Think about your own life for a moment. There have probably been days when you felt strong and productive. Everything seemed easy. You finished your work and felt proud. Then there were other days when you wanted to do nothing. The important question is not why your mood changed. The important question is what kept you moving when your mood disappeared. If the answer is nothing, then your progress has been controlled by emotion instead of structure. A daily system removes many of the decisions that usually slow people down. Instead of asking yourself if you should exercise, your system already has the answer. Instead of wondering when to study, your system already has a place for it. Instead of hoping you will save money, your system already includes that habit. Every time you remove unnecessary decisions, you protect your energy for things that truly matter. Many people make life harder than it needs to be because they expect themselves to make perfect choices every single day. That creates pressure. Pressure often leads to excuses. A simple system removes that pressure. You already know what comes next. You wake up. You follow your routine. You complete your important work. You improve yourself a little. Then you repeat the process tomorrow. It may sound ordinary, but ordinary actions repeated long enough create extraordinary results. Do not underestimate small improvements. Reading 10 pages every day may not seem impressive today, but after 1 year you have finished several books that could change the way you think. Saving a small amount every week may not seem exciting, but one day you realize you have built financial security. Walking every morning may feel simple, but over time your body becomes healthier and your mind becomes clearer. Small actions become powerful because they continue. Consistency gives them value. Many people quit because they expect quick results. They work hard for 1 week and then become disappointed because life has not changed yet. That is where patience becomes valuable. A system teaches patience because it focuses on today's work instead of tomorrow's reward. You stop asking, "When will I succeed?" and start asking, "Did I follow my system today?" That single question changes your attention. It puts your focus back on what you can control. Life becomes much easier when you stop trying to win the whole race in one day. Every day has only one responsibility: follow the system, complete the important tasks, improve a little, rest, begin again tomorrow. That removes fear because you are no longer carrying the weight of your entire future on today's shoulders. You are only responsible for today's actions. There is another important reason systems work. They build trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows a little stronger. You begin to believe your own words again. That feeling cannot be bought. It cannot be borrowed from someone else. It is earned by doing what you said you would do. Day after day, that trust becomes one of your greatest strengths. Many people spend years searching for secret methods while ignoring simple daily actions. They believe success must be complicated because they want big results. Real growth often comes from simple things done well. Wake up on time, finish your important work, learn something useful, take care of your health, be responsible with your money, treat people with respect. Repeat these actions every day. That is how a strong life is built. The greatest advantage of a system is that it keeps working even when life becomes difficult. There will always be stressful days. There will always be unexpected problems. There will always be moments when motivation disappears. Those moments do not have to stop your progress. A strong system carries you through the days when your feelings cannot. It reminds you that your future is built by your habits, not your emotions. Your life begins to change when you stop asking for a better future and start building a better daily routine. Big plans may inspire you for a moment, but daily systems shape the person you become. The quality of your days becomes the quality of your life. Build days you are proud of, and the years will take care of themselves. That is how lasting success is created. Not through hope alone, but through simple actions repeated until they become the way you live. Chapter 2. Create a system before you chase success. Every person wants success, but very few people stop to ask an important question. Am I living in a way that makes success possible? That question changes everything. Many people spend years chasing bigger opportunities while their daily life stays exactly the same. They want better results without building better habits. They expect a different future while repeating the same routine. Life rarely works that way. Before success becomes visible to the world, it quietly begins inside the way you spend your ordinary days. People often believe that success arrives because of one lucky moment. They wait for the perfect job, the perfect idea, or the perfect opportunity, but opportunities usually reward the person who is already prepared. If your daily life is full of distractions, unfinished work, broken promises, and poor decisions, even a great opportunity may not help you. Success is difficult to keep when your daily routine cannot support it. Imagine receiving everything you have been asking for today. More money, a better career, more responsibility, greater influence. Would your current habits be strong enough to handle those blessings? That is a serious question because many people lose what they worked hard to gain, not because they lacked talent, but because they never built a system that could carry the weight of greater success. Success should never be your starting point. Preparation should be your starting point. Build the kind of life that is ready for success before success arrives. Learn to manage your time before your schedule becomes busy. Learn to control your spending before your income grows. Learn to stay calm before life gives you greater responsibilities. Learn to finish what you begin before bigger opportunities ask for your commitment. Preparation always comes first. One mistake people make is believing that success will automatically change them into a better person. They think more money will make them disciplined. They think a promotion will make them responsible. They think reaching a dream will suddenly improve their character. Character is built long before success appears. If you avoid responsibility today, you will probably avoid it tomorrow. If you waste your time now, having more opportunities will only give you more chances to waste it. A strong system changes who you become before it changes what you achieve. That is why it lasts. You begin to notice small changes in the way you think. You stop making excuses because they no longer help you. You stop waiting for perfect conditions because you understand that progress happens in ordinary moments. You stop comparing yourself with everyone else because your attention stays on improving your own daily actions. Many people wake up without any clear direction. They simply react to whatever happens during the day. One message changes their mood. One problem changes their focus. One distraction steals several hours. At night, they wonder why nothing important was completed. Days like that slowly become months, and months quietly become years. A simple system protects you from living that kind of life. It gives purpose to your mornings and direction to your evenings. Start making decisions before the day begins. Decide what deserves your best energy. Decide when you will work on yourself. Decide what you will not allow to interrupt your progress. When these decisions are already made, your mind becomes calmer. You spend less energy deciding and more energy doing. There is something powerful about living with intention. Every completed task tells your mind that you are becoming someone who follows through. Every healthy choice reminds you that your future matters. Every hour used wisely strengthens your confidence. These moments may seem small, but they quietly change the way you see yourself. Once you begin believing you are dependable, your actions naturally begin matching that belief. Another important lesson is learning to value steady improvement more than quick excitement. Excitement disappears quickly. Discipline grows through repetition. A person who depends on excitement will always struggle to stay consistent. A person who follows a system keeps making progress because action has become part of daily life instead of a temporary emotion. Your environment also deserves attention. Many people try to become disciplined while surrounding themselves with constant distractions. They keep things around them that make poor choices easier than good ones. If your phone always steals your attention, create moments when it is not beside you. If your workspace is always messy, organize it before beginning important work. If certain habits pull you away from your goals, remove what keeps tempting you. A better environment makes better decisions easier. Success becomes much less stressful when you stop trying to force every result. Focus instead on creating a life where good decisions happen naturally. Wake up at the same time. Keep your promises to yourself. Finish the important work before entertainment. Spend time learning something useful every day. Protect your health because your body carries every dream you have. Respect your time because every hour spent wisely becomes part of your future. Do not measure your life only by what you have achieved. Measure it by the quality of the person you are becoming. The strongest victories often happen long before anyone notices them. They happen when you choose responsibility over comfort. They happen when you continue working without needing praise. They happen when your actions stay consistent even during difficult seasons. One day, people may look at your success and believe it happened quickly. They will only see the result. They will not see the mornings when you chose discipline over comfort. They will not see the evenings when you kept learning instead of wasting time. They will not see the quiet decisions that slowly built your character. That is the hidden value of a system. It prepares you for the life you are asking for long before that life arrives. When success finally reaches you, it no longer feels like luck. It feels like something you have been preparing for every single day. Chapter 3. Set up your day to win naturally. The way you begin your day has a quiet influence on everything that follows. Many people believe success depends on making one great decision, but life is usually shaped by dozens of small choices made before lunch. If your morning begins with confusion, rushing, and reacting to everything around you, the rest of the day often follows the same direction. If your morning begins with purpose, calm thinking, and clear action, you carry that feeling into everything you do. Winning does not begin when you achieve something important. Winning begins when you take control of the first hours, instead of allowing those hours to control you. Far too many people wake up already behind. Before they even leave their bed, they fill their minds with messages, news, notifications, and other people's opinions. Their attention belongs to everyone except themselves. By the time they start their own work, their focus has already been broken many times. Then they wonder why they cannot think clearly or stay productive. The problem is not a lack of ability. The problem is that they gave away their attention before using it for their own life. Your mind is valuable. Protect it early in the day. Give yourself a few quiet moments before the noise of the world enters. Sit with your own thoughts. Ask yourself one simple question. What deserves my best effort today? That single question can save hours of wasted energy because it reminds you that not everything deserves equal attention. Some tasks create real progress, others only make you feel busy. Learn to know the difference. One of the greatest mistakes people make is trying to do everything at once. They start 5 projects, answer every message immediately, accept every invitation, and then feel frustrated because nothing important gets finished. A successful day is not built by doing more things. It is built by completing the right things. Your schedule should reflect your priorities. If everything feels important, then nothing truly is. A strong daily system begins with clarity. Before your day starts, know the one task that will move your life forward. Finish that work while your mind is fresh. Do not save your most meaningful effort for the moment when your energy is already gone. Too many people spend their best hours on small distractions and leave their biggest responsibilities for later. By evening they are tired, discouraged, and disappointed. That cycle repeats until years quietly disappear. Discipline becomes much easier when your environment supports your decisions. If you know you need to study, prepare your space before you begin. If you want to exercise, remove the small excuses that usually stop you. If you want to write, keep your materials ready instead of searching for them every time. Every small preparation removes unnecessary resistance. People often believe success requires more motivation, but many times it simply requires fewer obstacles. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself throughout the day. Many people carry an inner voice that constantly criticizes every mistake. They miss one task and immediately tell themselves they are lazy. They have one difficult day and suddenly believe they will never improve. That kind of thinking destroys progress because it removes hope. Speak to yourself with honesty, but also with respect. Admit your mistakes without attacking your own worth. You cannot build a strong future while constantly tearing yourself down. Another habit that quietly changes your life is finishing small responsibilities as they appear. Many people delay simple tasks because they seem unimportant. They leave things unfinished until those small responsibilities become heavy burdens. An unpaid bill, an unanswered message, an unorganized desk, or a simple promise left undone begins to fill the mind with unnecessary pressure. Handle small responsibilities while they are still small. Peace of mind grows when unfinished business becomes rare. It is also important to leave space in your day. Every hour does not need to be filled. A mind that never rests cannot think clearly for very long. Taking a short walk, sitting quietly for a few minutes, or simply breathing without distraction is not wasting time. It is giving your mind a chance to recover. Clear thinking often appears after moments of stillness. Many people search for better answers while living too fast to notice them. Do not expect every day to feel exciting. Some days will be ordinary. Some days will test your patience. Some days will require effort, even when you would rather stop. That is perfectly normal. A successful life is not built from perfect days. It is built from faithful days. The days when you continue showing up, even though nobody is celebrating your effort, are often the days that shape your character the most. One powerful habit is ending each day with a few quiet minutes of reflection. Ask yourself what went well. Notice where you lost focus. Think about one improvement you can make tomorrow. There is no reason to carry guilt into the next day. Learn from today, make one adjustment, and move forward. Improvement grows through awareness, not through self-punishment. People often spend years searching for dramatic changes while ignoring the simple structure of a well-lived day. Yet your future is quietly being built, one sunrise at a time. Every morning gives you another opportunity to become a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little more dependable than you were yesterday. Those small improvements may not impress anyone immediately, but they never disappear. They collect day after day until your life begins to look completely different. The person you hope to become is shaped long before anyone notices the results. It happens when you protect your attention instead of wasting it. It happens when you finish what matters instead of chasing every distraction. It happens when you respect your time enough to use it with purpose. Build days that make you proud, even if nobody else sees them. When enough good days come together, they create a good life. That is how lasting success grows, not through one extraordinary moment, but through ordinary days, lived with intention, responsibility, and steady commitment. Chapter 4. Build a life that runs without willpower. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that strong people simply have more willpower than everyone else. They imagine that successful people wake up every morning full of energy, ready to make perfect decisions. That is not how life works. Every person gets tired. Every person faces stress. Every person has moments when doing the right thing feels difficult. The difference is not that successful people never struggle. The difference is that they build a way of living that does not depend on how they feel from one day to the next. Feelings are never the strongest foundation for a good life because feelings change too often. You may wake up excited on Monday and exhausted on Tuesday. You may feel confident one week and uncertain the next. If your progress depends on your emotions, your progress will rise and fall with every change in your mood. That creates a life with no stability. Real growth begins when your actions become stronger than your temporary emotions. Think about the habits you already do without much thought. You brush your teeth. You lock your door before leaving home. You wear your seatbelt. You probably do these things without asking yourself if you feel motivated. You do them because they have become part of your normal routine. That is exactly how personal growth should work. Reading, learning, exercising, planning, and taking care of your responsibilities should become normal parts of your day, instead of difficult decisions you debate every morning. The human mind likes what is familiar. That is why repeating the same action in the same place and at the same time makes it easier to continue. When your habits have a regular place in your day, they require less effort to begin. You are no longer fighting with yourself. You simply follow the pattern you have already created. The less energy you spend deciding, the more energy you have for doing meaningful work. Many people make life harder because they leave every important choice until the last moment. They decide what to eat only when they are already hungry. They decide when to exercise only after they are already tired. They decide when to work only after spending hours on distractions. Then they blame themselves for lacking discipline. It is not always a discipline problem. It is often a planning problem. Good decisions become easier when they are made before emotions become involved. Another lesson worth remembering is that your surroundings quietly shape your behavior every single day. Look around your home, your office, or wherever you spend most of your time. Everything around you is encouraging some kind of action. If your workspace invites distraction, you will probably lose focus. If healthy choices are difficult to reach, unhealthy ones become more attractive. If your daily environment constantly pulls your attention away from what matters, your progress will always feel like a struggle. Create spaces that make your best habits easier to follow. Keep your work area clean. Prepare what you need before you begin. Remove things that usually steal your attention. These small adjustments may seem unimportant, but they reduce the number of battles you have to fight inside your own mind. Success becomes simpler when the right choice is also the easiest choice. There is another truth many people overlook. Decision fatigue is real. Every choice you make throughout the day uses a little mental energy. By evening, even simple decisions can feel difficult because your mind is tired. This is why it is wise to reduce unnecessary choices. Wear simple clothes, if that helps. Eat meals that support your health without overthinking every day. Create regular times for important work. Save your best thinking for problems that truly deserve it, instead of wasting it on small decisions that bring little value. Many people believe freedom means living without structure. They think having no routine gives them more control over life. The opposite is often true. Without structure, every day becomes unpredictable. You waste time deciding what to do next. You become easily distracted because nothing has been planned. Hours disappear without creating anything meaningful. A simple routine gives you freedom because it removes confusion. You know where your attention belongs. You know what comes next. That clarity brings peace. Do not make your system so difficult that it becomes impossible to maintain. Some people create routines that look impressive on paper but fall apart after a few days. They try to change everything at once. They expect perfection from the beginning. Then one missed day convinces them they have failed. Build something realistic. If you can repeat it consistently, it will always beat a perfect plan that only lasts for a week. Give yourself permission to improve gradually. If you read for 10 minutes every day, protect those 10 minutes. If you walk every evening, keep showing up. If you spend 15 minutes learning a valuable skill, stay committed to that practice. The size of the action matters far less than the consistency behind it. Small habits repeated for years shape a life that feels completely different from the one you started with. There will still be difficult days. There will be moments when your schedule changes, unexpected problems appear, or your energy is lower than usual. That does not mean your system has failed. It means life is being honest. During those moments, do not ask yourself to be perfect. Ask yourself to stay connected to your routine in some small way. Even one meaningful action keeps the habit alive. Progress is protected by continuing, not by performing perfectly. The greatest gift of building a life that does not depend on willpower is peace of mind. You stop arguing with yourself every morning. You stop waiting for the right mood before taking responsibility. You stop hoping that tomorrow will magically make everything easier. Instead, your daily actions quietly carry you forward, whether the day feels easy or difficult. That kind of life is not built through dramatic moments. It is built through thoughtful preparation, steady repetition, and the decision to make good choices so natural that they become part of who you are. When your life reaches that point, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes the natural result of the way you live every single day. Chapter 5. Make every day follow the same success pattern. Many people treat every new day as if they are starting their life from the beginning. They wake up without a clear direction, make decisions as problems appear, and hope everything somehow works out. By the end of the day, they feel tired, but they cannot explain what they truly accomplished. Then they promise themselves tomorrow will be different. This cycle continues because there is no clear pattern guiding their actions. A meaningful life is not built by hoping each day turns out well. It is built by giving every day a structure that naturally moves you forward. Think about the people who continue making progress year after year. They are not constantly searching for a new method every week. They are not changing direction every time they hear a new idea. They have learned something valuable. They understand that repeating the right actions is far more important than chasing endless new strategies. Their daily pattern becomes familiar, dependable, and productive. Instead of wondering what they should do next, they already know where their attention belongs. One reason people lose momentum is because they keep making unnecessary changes. They begin one routine, follow it for a few days, then replace it with something else because another idea seems more exciting. Improvement becomes impossible when nothing lasts long enough to produce results. Give your efforts enough time to grow. A seed does not become a tree in a week. Your habits also need time before their value becomes visible. Do not confuse boredom with failure. There will be moments when your daily routine feels ordinary. That is not a sign that something is wrong. It is often a sign that your habits are becoming part of your normal life. Many people abandon good routines simply because they stop feeling exciting. They believe progress should always feel fresh and inspiring. In reality, the most valuable routines are often quiet, simple, and predictable. They continue working even when they no longer create excitement. One of the smartest decisions you can make is removing the need to constantly think about what comes next. Build a pattern that answers those questions before they appear. Know when you will wake up. Know when you will work. Know when you will learn. Know when you will rest. This does not make life boring. It makes life clear. Your mind becomes free to focus on quality instead of constantly searching for direction. Every successful pattern is built around priorities, not preferences. There will always be things you feel like doing and things you would rather avoid. If your day is controlled by preference, the important work often gets pushed aside. A strong pattern reminds you that responsibilities deserve attention before comfort. That simple change creates trust in yourself because you begin living according to your values instead of your changing emotions. Pay close attention to the first important task you complete each day. Finishing meaningful work early creates confidence that stays with you. It sends a quiet message to your mind that today has purpose. When the first victory is earned, the next one feels easier to achieve. Momentum grows from action. It rarely appears while waiting. Another habit that strengthens your daily pattern is limiting unnecessary interruptions. Every interruption asks your mind to stop, adjust, and begin again. That constant switching drains energy faster than most people realize. Protect periods of focused work where your attention belongs to one task only. Even one uninterrupted hour can produce more progress than several distracted hours spread throughout the day. There is also great value in respecting your own pace. Some people compare their daily progress with everyone around them. They believe they must move as quickly as someone else to be successful. That comparison often creates pressure instead of growth. Your responsibility is not to copy another person's schedule. Your responsibility is to build a pattern that fits your life and helps you become better than you were yesterday. Slow improvement that continues is far more valuable than fast improvement that disappears. Do not ignore the importance of ending your day well. A strong finish prepares tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Organize what you need. Clear your workspace. Think about the most important responsibility waiting for you in the morning. These simple actions reduce stress because you wake up knowing exactly where to begin. Every evening becomes an investment in the next day instead of simply the end of the current one. Life will always bring unexpected situations. Some days your schedule will change. Some plans will fail. Some responsibilities will appear without warning. A good pattern is not destroyed by one difficult day because it is flexible enough to recover. When life interrupts your routine, return to it as soon as possible. Do not waste time feeling guilty about what happened yesterday. Your future is shaped by what you choose next, not by the mistake you already made. Many people wait for confidence before committing to a better way of living. Confidence usually arrives after commitment, not before it. Each day you follow your pattern, you prove something important to yourself. You prove that your words have value. You prove that your promises mean something. Over time, that quiet confidence becomes stronger than praise from other people because it is built through your own actions. A successful life is rarely created through dramatic moments. It grows through ordinary mornings, responsible afternoons, and peaceful evenings lived with purpose. Every day becomes another opportunity to practice the kind of person you want to become. The pattern you follow today becomes the story you live tomorrow. If your days are filled with thoughtful choices, honest effort, steady learning, and faithful action, your future will reflect those decisions. You do not need a different life to become successful. You need a daily pattern that keeps leading you toward the life you truly want. When each day follows that direction, success stops feeling distant because you are already living in a way that naturally produces it. Chapter 6. Change your system before changing your dreams. There comes a moment in many people's lives when they begin to question their dreams. They look at the distance between where they are and where they want to be, and they quietly decide that maybe their dream is too big. They lower their expectations. They settle for less. They stop believing because they think the dream is the problem. Most of the time, the dream is not the problem at all. The real problem is that their daily system has never been designed to carry them to that destination. Before you reduce your ambition, take an honest look at the way you are living each day. A dream is only a picture of where you want to go. A system is the path that takes you there. Without that path, even the strongest desire eventually becomes frustration. You can want a healthier body, but if your daily choices never support that goal, the dream stays in your imagination. You can want financial freedom, but if your spending habits never change, the future will continue to look like the past. You can want stronger relationships, but if you never make time to listen, care, and communicate, nothing meaningful will improve. Every dream depends on the life you practice every day. Many people become discouraged because they judge themselves only by results. They ask, "Why am I not there yet?" Instead, ask a better question. Does the way I live today match the future I want? That question removes excuses because it brings your attention back to something you can control. You cannot force success to appear overnight, but you can shape the way you spend this day. That is where lasting change always begins. One of the greatest dangers is becoming attached to your excuses instead of your growth. It is easy to blame a lack of time, a difficult childhood, limited opportunities, or people who never supported you. Those experiences may be real, and they may have been painful, but they do not have to decide the rest of your life. The moment you accept responsibility for your daily choices, you also take back the power to improve them. Responsibility is not a burden, it is the beginning of freedom. Look closely at the habits that quietly fill your day. They may seem too small to matter, yet they are shaping your future one decision at a time. Think about how often you delay important work because something easier catches your attention. Think about how much time disappears without creating anything valuable. Think about the promises you make to yourself and how often they remain unfinished. These are not small issues. They are signs that your system needs adjustment. Improvement does not require changing everything at once. In fact, trying to rebuild your entire life in one day usually leads to disappointment. Real progress often begins with one honest decision. Go to bed a little earlier. Wake up with enough time to think before the day becomes busy. Read a few pages instead of scrolling through endless distractions. Save a little money before spending the rest. Complete one important task before moving to less important ones. Small changes become powerful when they are repeated without interruption. There is another lesson that successful people understand. They regularly examine the way they work. They do not simply ask whether they reached the goal. They ask whether their daily approach is helping or hurting them. They stay willing to improve their routines because they know that better systems create better outcomes. Pride keeps many people trapped because they continue doing what no longer works. Wisdom allows you to make changes without feeling defeated. Do not confuse being busy with making progress. Some people fill every hour with activity, yet they move very little because their effort is scattered. They solve small problems all day while ignoring the few actions that could truly change their future. Your system should help you recognize what matters most. It should protect your energy from being consumed by things that produce little value. Every day gives you limited time. Spend it where it creates the greatest return. Another important truth is that your identity slowly follows your routine. Every action becomes evidence of the kind of person you believe yourself to be. If you regularly keep your word, you begin to see yourself as dependable. If you consistently learn new skills, you begin to believe you are capable of growth. If you continue choosing discipline over comfort, your confidence becomes stronger because it is supported by real experience. You do not become a different person by wishing for change. You become different by living differently. There will always be people who tell you to dream bigger. That advice has value, but there is another question that deserves equal attention. Are you building a life that deserves those dreams? Great opportunities often require greater responsibility. If your current routine cannot handle today's responsibilities, tomorrow's success may become overwhelming instead of rewarding. Strengthen your foundation before asking life to build another floor on top of it. Be patient with yourself while refusing to become comfortable with staying the same. Those two ideas belong together. Patience gives you the courage to continue when results appear slowly. Honest effort keeps you from accepting average habits. Every day is another chance to improve the system that shapes your future. Some adjustments will seem almost invisible at first, yet months later they will become impossible to ignore. Never be too quick to give up on what matters to you. Many dreams have been abandoned not because they were impossible, but because the person chasing them never changed the way they lived. Keep your dreams alive by building a daily system that supports them. Protect your time, respect your commitments, improve your routines. Learn from your mistakes without carrying them into tomorrow. When your daily life begins to match the future you hope for, your dreams stop feeling distant. They begin moving toward you because your actions are finally leading in the same direction as your ambition. That is how lasting change is created, not by reducing your dreams, but by becoming the kind of person whose daily system is strong enough to bring those dreams to life. Chapter 7. Build daily rules that keep you moving. Life becomes much simpler when you stop negotiating with yourself every day. Many people lose valuable time because they keep asking the same questions. Should I work now or later? Should I exercise today or skip it? Should I save money this month or spend it? Every unnecessary decision creates another opportunity to choose comfort instead of progress. A person who has no personal rules must rely on feelings, and feelings rarely stay the same for very long. A person who lives by clear daily rules spends less time debating and more time moving forward. Think about the areas of your life where you struggle the most. Chances are there are no clear standards guiding your behavior. When there is no rule, almost any excuse feels reasonable. You tell yourself that missing one workout will not matter. You promise that tomorrow will be a better day to begin. You decide that staying up late one more night is harmless. These choices seem small while they are happening, but they slowly become your normal way of living. Your future is not shaped by one major mistake. It is shaped by the small decisions you repeat without noticing. Personal rules are not meant to make life difficult. They are meant to protect the life you are trying to build. A rule is simply a decision you make once, so you do not have to make it again every day. You decide that you will always begin your morning with purpose. You decide that you will complete your most important work before wasting time on distractions. You decide that you will keep learning even when life becomes busy. Once these decisions become rules, they stop depending on your mood. They become part of your character. Many people admire disciplined individuals without realizing what discipline often looks like in everyday life. It is not dramatic. It is usually quiet and ordinary. It is choosing to do what you already decided was important. It is keeping promises to yourself without needing someone else to remind you. It is following your standards even when nobody is watching. That kind of consistency may not receive applause, but it builds a life that other people eventually respect. One powerful rule that can change your life is to never leave your biggest responsibility until the end of the day. Your energy is usually strongest earlier than you think. Use those valuable hours wisely. Complete meaningful work before the day's distractions begin to grow. Waiting until you feel like working often means the work never gets done. When your rule is stronger than your excuse, progress becomes much more reliable. Another rule worth building is to finish what you begin whenever possible. Many people collect unfinished projects, unread books, half-completed plans, and broken promises. Every unfinished responsibility quietly takes up space in the mind. It creates stress because your brain continues reminding you about what remains undone. There is deep satisfaction in completing something well. Finishing builds confidence because it teaches you that your effort leads to real results. Learn to create rules that support your peace as well as your productivity. Decide that you will not carry unnecessary anger from one day into the next. Decide that you will not allow one bad moment to destroy an entire day. Decide that you will speak with respect even during disagreement. These choices protect your emotional strength. Success is not only about achieving more, it is also about becoming someone who remains steady when life becomes difficult. Another valuable rule is to spend time every day improving your mind. Read something useful. Listen carefully when wise people speak. Ask questions instead of pretending to know everything. Growth stops the moment you believe there is nothing left to learn. The most successful people remain students throughout their lives because they understand that knowledge creates better decisions, and better decisions create a better future. Do not forget the importance of protecting your physical energy. Your body is involved in every goal you pursue. A simple rule like getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, moving your body each day, or eating with greater awareness may seem ordinary, but these choices influence your ability to think clearly and work effectively. Ignoring your health while chasing success is like trying to build a strong house on a weak foundation. There will be days when following your rules feels easy. There will also be days when everything inside you wants to choose the easier path. Those difficult moments reveal the true value of personal standards. Anyone can do the right thing when conditions are perfect. Character becomes visible when life is inconvenient. Your rules remind you who you decided to become before the pressure arrived. It is also important to remember that your rules should help you grow, not trap you. As you become wiser, you may improve them. As your responsibilities increase, you may adjust them. Flexibility is different from inconsistency. You are not changing because you became lazy. You are improving because you learned something better. Growth requires honesty. Be willing to examine your life and make thoughtful improvements instead of stubbornly repeating habits that no longer serve you. One of the greatest rewards of living by daily rules is the confidence that slowly develops inside you. You stop doubting yourself because your actions begin matching your intentions. You no longer need to wonder whether you will show up for your responsibilities because you have already proven it many times before. Trust in yourself grows through evidence, not wishful thinking. Every day you honor your own standards, you add another piece of that evidence. Your life does not change because you make one emotional promise during an inspiring moment. It changes because you quietly follow the standards you have chosen for yourself long after the excitement fades. Those daily rules become the invisible force that keeps you moving when comfort invites you to stop. They guide your choices when confusion appears. They protect your future from careless decisions. Build rules that reflect the person you truly want to become, then live by them with quiet determination. In time, those simple rules will shape your habits will shape your character, and your character will shape the life you leave behind. Chapter 8. Make progress without starting over again. One habit keeps more people stuck than almost any other. They keep starting over. Every Monday becomes a new beginning. Every new month becomes another promise. Every new year becomes another chance to become a different person. At first, this feels hopeful, but after repeating the same cycle again and again, hope slowly turns into frustration. The problem is not that people begin. The problem is that they never learn how to continue. Real growth is not built by starting over. It is built by picking up where you left off and moving forward. Many people believe one bad day destroys all their progress. They miss one workout and decide the entire week is ruined. They eat one unhealthy meal and convince themselves the month has failed. They skip one study session and tell themselves they will begin again next week. That kind of thinking creates an endless cycle of stopping and restarting. One mistake should never become a reason to quit. A single poor decision does not erase the hundreds of good decisions you have already made. Life will never follow a perfect schedule. There will be days when you become sick. There will be family responsibilities that demand your attention. There will be unexpected problems that interrupt your plans. There will be moments when your energy is lower than usual. None of these situations mean your journey has ended. They simply mean you are living a real life. Success belongs to people who know how to adjust without giving up. One of the healthiest attitudes you can develop is learning to return quickly. If you miss a day of reading, read the next day. If you miss your morning routine, follow your evening routine with care. If you lose focus for a few hours, bring your attention back instead of wasting the entire day. The speed of your recovery often matters more than the size of your mistake. Strong people are not perfect. They simply spend less time staying down. Too many people expect themselves to change without allowing themselves to be human. They believe discipline means never making mistakes. Discipline is not perfection. Discipline is the decision to continue even after you have made a mistake. That mindset removes unnecessary guilt. Instead of wasting energy blaming yourself, you use that energy to take the next positive step. Think about how children learn to walk. They do not stop trying because they fall down. They get up again because moving forward is more important than avoiding failure. Somewhere along the way, many adults forget this simple lesson. They begin expecting instant success from themselves. When life becomes difficult, they believe something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. Learning, growing, and improving have always required patience. There is another reason people constantly restart. They create plans that are impossible to maintain. They try to change every habit in 1 week. They remove every comfort from their life overnight. They expect themselves to become a completely different person in a few days. That approach creates pressure instead of progress. Build a pace you can live with. A slower system that continues for years will always produce greater results than an extreme system that disappears after 2 weeks. Your mind also needs encouragement, not constant criticism. If every mistake becomes proof that you are failing, your confidence slowly disappears. Instead, notice what you are doing well. Celebrate the fact that you came back after a difficult day. Respect yourself for choosing progress instead of excuses. Confidence grows when you recognize your effort, not only your achievements. Every small victory deserves attention because it reminds you that you are still moving in the right direction. Another valuable habit is keeping your standards high while keeping your expectations realistic. Hold yourself accountable for your actions, but do not expect life to be free from obstacles. Challenges are not interruptions to your journey. They are part of the journey. The way you respond to those moments determines whether you continue growing or return to old patterns. Pay attention to the words you use after making a mistake. Many people say things like, "I always fail," or "I can never stay consistent." Those statements slowly become beliefs, and beliefs influence behavior. Replace those thoughts with something more truthful. Tell yourself, "Today was not my best day, but tomorrow is still in my hands." That kind of thinking creates hope without ignoring responsibility. It reminds you that one moment does not define your future. One powerful practice is ending each day by asking a simple question: what is the next right step? Do not think about fixing your entire life before tomorrow morning. Focus on the next useful action. Read the next page. Complete the next task. Make the next healthy choice. Save the next small amount of money. Have the next honest conversation. Life improves through the next right decision repeated many times. The people who achieve lasting success are rarely the ones who never struggle. They are the ones who refuse to turn temporary setbacks into permanent endings. They understand that progress is not a straight line. Some days will feel easy. Other days will test every part of their patience. Through both kinds of days, they continue showing up because they know consistency is measured over months and years, not over a single afternoon. Never allow one imperfect moment to make you forget how far you have already come. Look back occasionally and notice the person you used to be. Notice the habits you have already changed, the lessons you have already learned, and the strength you have already built. That reflection gives you courage because it reminds you that change is already happening, even if it feels slow. Your future does not depend on how many times you begin again. It depends on how many times you continue after life becomes difficult. Keep your attention on moving forward instead of becoming trapped by yesterday's mistakes. Refuse to waste another week waiting for the perfect Monday or the perfect month to arrive. The best time to continue is always now. Each step you take today carries the wisdom of every lesson you have already learned. Keep building from where you stand. Keep trusting the process you have created, and keep proving to yourself that lasting success belongs to the person who never gives up on continuing. Chapter 9. Turn ordinary days into lasting success. Most of life is made up of ordinary days. Not every morning feels exciting. Not every week brings a major opportunity. Most days look almost the same. You wake up, go to work, take care of responsibilities, solve small problems, and go to bed. Many people think these ordinary days are simply something to get through while waiting for a better future. That way of thinking quietly steals years from their lives. The future you are waiting for is being built inside the ordinary day you are living right now. If you learn how to use normal days wisely, your life will begin changing in ways you never expected. People often believe success arrives through one big moment. They imagine one important meeting, one lucky break, or one life-changing opportunity. Those moments do happen, but they rarely create success by themselves. They usually reveal the work someone has been doing long before anyone noticed. The quiet preparation matters more than the public reward. When people finally see the result, they often call it overnight success. They do not see the hundreds of ordinary days that made that moment possible. Do not underestimate the value of a normal Tuesday afternoon. It may not seem important while you are living it, but every hour gives you another chance to improve your future. You can learn one useful lesson. You can finish one meaningful task. You can keep one promise to yourself. You can choose patience during a difficult conversation. You can make one wise financial decision. These actions may appear too small to matter, yet they slowly become the foundation of an extraordinary life. Many people lose valuable time because they are always looking for something bigger. They believe they will become serious when the right opportunity arrives. They promise themselves they will work harder after getting a better job, earning more money, or finding more free time. Life rarely rewards that kind of waiting. The habits you practice today will probably follow you into tomorrow. If you waste the opportunities already in your hands, larger opportunities may not change anything. One of the greatest strengths you can develop is learning to appreciate steady improvement. Growth is often quiet. It does not always announce itself with dramatic changes. You may become a little more patient this month than you were last month. You may manage your money a little better. You may communicate with greater kindness. You may recover from disappointment more quickly than before. These improvements deserve your attention because they show that your character is growing. Character always matters more than temporary success. There is a difference between being busy and building a meaningful life. Many people stay active from morning until night, but they rarely stop to ask whether their actions are leading them toward the future they truly want. Activity alone is not enough. Every day should include something that strengthens your mind, improves your skills, deepens your relationships, or brings you closer to the person you hope to become. When your daily choices have purpose, even simple days become valuable. Pay attention to how you use small pieces of time. 10 minutes here and 15 minutes there may not seem important, but those moments often decide whether your days are productive or wasted. A short walk can refresh your thinking. Reading a few pages can teach you something that changes your decisions. A meaningful conversation with someone you care about can strengthen a relationship that lasts a lifetime. Small moments become powerful because they happen so often. Another lesson worth remembering is that success is easier to protect than to rebuild. Every good decision you make today protects the progress you have already earned. Choosing honesty protects your reputation. Managing your money wisely protects your future. Taking care of your health protects your energy. Respecting your time protects your opportunities. These choices may not bring immediate praise, but they quietly prevent unnecessary problems from stealing your progress. Do not become discouraged when your efforts seem invisible. Many of the most important changes happen beneath the surface, long before anyone else can see them. A stronger mindset cannot always be measured in 1 week. Better habits do not always produce immediate rewards. Greater wisdom often grows through experiences that nobody else knows about. Continue building your life with patience. The results will eventually speak for themselves. There is also great value in finishing each day with gratitude, not because every day is perfect, but because every day offers another opportunity to become wiser than yesterday. Gratitude changes the way you see your life. Instead of focusing only on what is missing, you begin recognizing what is already growing. That perspective gives you strength during difficult seasons because it reminds you that progress is still happening, even when it feels slow. Surround yourself with people who respect steady effort. Some people only celebrate quick success. Others understand the importance of faithful work done over time. Spend more time with those who encourage responsibility, honesty, and personal growth. The voices you listen to each day quietly shape the standards you accept for yourself. Choose influences that remind you to keep improving instead of settling for comfort. Never believe that an ordinary day has nothing to offer. Some of the greatest lessons in life arrive during quiet moments. Some of the strongest habits are built when nobody is paying attention. Some of the biggest victories begin with decisions so small that other people never notice them. Every ordinary day gives you another chance to become more dependable, more thoughtful, more disciplined, and more prepared for whatever opportunities the future may bring. The life you admire is not created through occasional moments of greatness. It is created through ordinary days lived with care, purpose, and responsibility. Every sunrise places another blank page in your hands. What you write on that page becomes part of your future. Fill those pages with honest work, wise choices, continual learning, kindness toward others, and respect for your own potential. When enough ordinary days are lived that way, they quietly become an extraordinary life. Lasting success is never far away from the person who understands that every normal day is another chance to build something remarkable. Chapter 10. Follow one simple system for a better life. You do not need dozens of complicated methods to build a better life. You do not need a different plan every month or a new strategy every time you feel discouraged. Many people spend years searching for the perfect answer while ignoring the simple actions that have always been available to them. They collect ideas but rarely build a way of living that allows those ideas to become reality. A better life is not created by knowing more. It is created by following a simple system long enough for it to shape the person you become. Life becomes confusing when everything feels equally important. One day you decide to focus on your health. The next day your attention moves to money. Then you become interested in learning a new skill. A few days later you are chasing another idea. None of these goals are wrong, but constantly changing your direction makes it difficult to build lasting progress. A simple system brings everything together. Instead of asking yourself what you should do each day, your system quietly answers that question before the day even begins. The purpose of a system is not to control your life. The purpose is to remove confusion. When your daily actions become clear, your mind becomes calmer. You stop wasting energy wondering where to begin. You already know that your day starts with taking care of yourself. You already know that meaningful work deserves your best attention. You already know that learning never stops. You already know that your relationships need your time and respect. These choices stop feeling like difficult decisions because they become the normal rhythm of your life. Many people wait for life to become easier before they become more consistent. They tell themselves they will improve after work becomes less stressful, after money becomes less of a problem, or after they finally have more free time. Life rarely becomes less demanding on its own. New responsibilities continue to appear. Unexpected challenges continue to arrive. If you keep waiting for perfect conditions, you may spend your entire life waiting. The better choice is to build a system that continues working even when life becomes busy. A simple system begins with honesty. Be honest about what truly matters. Stop filling your days with activities that leave you feeling empty at the end of the week. Spend your time on actions that create value. Protect your health because it gives you the strength to pursue your purpose. Protect your character because people remember how you live far longer than what you say. Protect your time because every hour is a piece of your future that can never be replaced. Never make your system so complicated that it becomes another burden. Some people create schedules that leave no room for real life. They expect themselves to perform perfectly every single day. The first unexpected problem destroys the entire plan, and frustration quickly follows. Build something you can return to again and again. A useful system should support your life, not exhaust it. Simplicity creates consistency, and consistency creates results. Another important lesson is learning to trust small improvements. Many people become impatient because they cannot immediately see dramatic changes. They begin questioning whether their effort is worth it. During those moments, remember that many valuable things in life grow quietly. Trust is built one honest conversation at a time. Wisdom grows one lesson at a time. Financial security develops one wise decision at a time. Strong character is shaped one responsible choice at a time. The greatest changes often begin where almost nobody is looking. Do not compare your progress with someone else's timeline. Every person carries different responsibilities, different experiences, and different challenges. Looking at someone else's success should inspire you, not discourage you. Your responsibility is to keep improving your own system. Ask yourself whether you are becoming more disciplined than you were last month. Ask whether your decisions are wiser than they were last year. Real success comes from becoming a better version of yourself, not from trying to become someone else. There will be moments when you feel tired. There will be seasons when progress seems slower than you expected. During those times, remember why you chose this path. You are not simply completing tasks. You are building a life that reflects your values. Every responsible action strengthens your future. Every promise you keep to yourself increases your self-respect. Every difficult decision made with wisdom prepares you for greater opportunities later. One beautiful truth about a simple system is that it removes much of the fear surrounding the future. You stop worrying so much about where you will be 5 years from now because you know what you need to do today. Your attention moves away from anxiety and back toward responsibility. That change brings peace because your energy is no longer wasted on things outside your control. Instead, You invest your effort where it always creates value, in the choices you make right now. As time passes, you begin noticing something remarkable. The person you hope to become slowly starts appearing in your daily life. You become more dependable because you consistently keep your commitments. You become more confident because your actions match your words. You become calmer because your life has direction. Other people may notice these changes before you do, but they are simply seeing the result of hundreds of quiet decisions you made when nobody was paying attention. Do not spend the rest of your life chasing one achievement after another while neglecting the way you live each day. Achievements can bring happiness for a moment, but a strong system gives you something much greater. It gives you stability. It gives you purpose. It gives you the confidence that comes from knowing your future is no longer being left to chance. You are building it with every thoughtful decision you make. When you finish this journey, remember one simple truth. Your life is not changed by what inspires you for a single afternoon. Your life is changed by what you repeat when the excitement has disappeared. Build a system that helps you grow in wisdom, strengthens your character, protects your time, improves your health, deepens your relationships, and reminds you every day that progress is created through faithful action. Stay committed to that system through easy seasons and difficult ones alike. Years from now, you will not simply have reached a destination. You will have become the kind of person who knows how to build a meaningful life, protect it with discipline, and continue improving it one day at a time. That is the kind of success nobody can take away, because it has become part of who you are.